I don't care if you're new to DIY or you're a seasoned professional. The first step to a great lawn is your pre-emergent. Hey guys, welcome to Lawn Journeys. It's Russ. Nice to have you guys back here today. This is going to be a really quick video. It is March 4th. It's approximately 35 degrees here in New Jersey. We're expecting 60s later this week. It's time to get my pre-emergent app down. So this is one of the most important applications of the season if you're looking to avoid weed issues. What I'm going with is the Anderson's Barricade DG Pro. That's dispersible granule. It's essentially a 0.48% prodiamine application. Prodiamine is an herbicide. Dithiopyr and prodiamine are the two major pre-emergents granular that are used in the industry and by DIYers. I've had really good luck with prodiamine, so I'm sticking with it. I went with the Barricade brand this year just because I got a good price on it. You can get it at a lot of other places online. There's some links in the show notes if you're interested in ordering it. A lot of times you'll have a pre-emergent that is comboed with a fertilizer, and that's what you'll see a lot with the Scott's products or the Vigoro. It'll say, spring crabgrass control with, fertilizer. I like to get this app out early. It's maybe a little bit early for me for nitrogen. I'll get that out in a couple weeks. I had great success with Prodiamine last year. I did this application. I had no crabgrass on my lawn, a couple tufts in the back, maybe. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna apply this material to your lawn. It needs to be watered in at a 1/2 inch rate, okay? The more water, the better. I wouldn't apply it if you know you're about to get 5 inches of rain. That's probably just not a good environmental thing to do because you will get runoff. But rain is good for it. Prodiamine is a pre-emergent herbicide. What that means is it doesn't stop seeds from germinating. They're still going to germinate, but it will take that germinated plant or weed, and once it comes out of the seed, the prodiamine will kill it, okay? So it stops it from emerging from the soil, okay? So that's what a pre-emergent is. Now what happens is this will break down over time, so it's important to get it down earlier in the year, especially if you're going to do a fall overseeding. Normally, a prodiamine will give you a 3 to 4 month protection. What I'm doing this year, I'm going to be applying this at half rate, and in about 4 weeks, I'm going to be coming back through. I'm going to do a second prodiamine application using another product. It's called Prodiamine 65WDG. It's a water dispersible granule, and I'll be applying that with my backpack sprayer. Why? I like the granule. I bought a backpack sprayer, so I do some liquid applications using hose end bottles. I've never done a split prodiamine app with a liquid in the second part. I'm doing that this year because I have the backpack sprayer, so I have a little tighter control. Otherwise, I would split my prodiamine app at half rate and come back in another 4 weeks and apply the other half rate. What is the application rate? If you were to look this product up, and I'll share it on the screen, the maximum annual rate for this product is 7.2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And that's on an annual basis, okay? So I'm gonna be applying it today at 3.1 pounds per 1,000. Anderson's does provide a spreader setting form online, which I've also gonna post on the screen here. I'm using an Earthways 2600. So for the broadcast spreader, they're recommending a setting of 13.5. Again, whenever you're applying any of these products, I recommend that you weigh them based on your zone. So I'm going to be doing 3.1 pounds per 1,000. My first zone is approximately 4,000 square feet, so I'll weigh out, roughly 12, I'll calculate it, but it's going to be somewhere around 12.5 pounds of material that I need to spread over that area. As you use your spreader, from year to year, and you record your applications and your spreader settings, you can fine tune it as you go. But prodiamine is also a good pre-emergent for, I'm looking at the bag, goosegrass, chickweed, spurge, annual bluegrass. A lot of people primarily use it because of crabgrass. Crabgrass is brutal in the lawn. One of the reasons why you don't want to put it out too late is because if you are going to do an overseed project in the fall, you don't want the Prodiamine product in the soil because it's going to basically choke your new seed as it germinates. Very important. One of the other things, what is the right time to put it down? Well, a lot of times, you know, you'll hear soil temperature crossing 55 degrees, okay? A lot of people recommend you get it out when your soil temperature is at 50 degrees. I like to get it out a little early because I'm splitting the app. Like I said, it's cold here today in Jersey. It's about 35 degrees. I think my soil temperature yesterday was about 38 degrees. However, last week it was in the 40s. We're gonna have air temperatures in the 60s this coming week, and I have some busy weekends coming up. So it's possible that this soil temperature could start heating up by the end of March, and I could approach 50, possibly 55. You know, you have your little microenvironments, so it can vary. Again, it's my choice. I like to get it out early. I just feel better that I get a better response. Because there's years where maybe you're watching those soil temperatures and, you know, you're like, ah, here comes 55 degrees. You don't get it out. Life gets in the way. Maybe you get 10 days of rain and the temperatures are now, you know, heated up. The lawn's heated up. The soil temperatures are heated up and you miss the window. Is it still okay to put it down? Absolutely. Even if you miss that 55 degree soil temperature, get it down as soon as you can because it's still going to prevent crabgrass germination, just maybe not all of it, okay? So it's never too late. Again, I like to get it down a little early. Okay, so that's pretty much what pre-emergent's all about. We're going to throw it down, and I invite you guys to follow the channel because I will be doing the split app with the Prodiamine 65WDG in a couple weeks, and you guys, that'll be a whole nother story of how I mix that up and get it out onto my lawn. So let's go to the mixing station and let's get this stuff on the lawn. My first zone is 3,300 square feet, 3.3 times 3.1, because I'm doing 3,300 square feet. Okay, so it's 3.3, and it's 3.1 pounds per thousand. So I need 10¼ pounds in my hopper to do the first zone. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my little luggage scale. Okay, so I need 10.23 pounds. The bucket's 1.6, so I'm gonna round up to 12 pounds, okay? This is an 18-pound bag. I had more than one bag because between my relative's property and mine, that 45 pounds total wasn't gonna be enough. That's 12 pounds, or close to it. So we're going to pour this material into my spreader. I have it set at the recommended rate, which was 13.5, and we're going to get spreading. All right, team. That's it. Pre-emergent's out. This process is super simple. Follow my directions if you're new to DIY. If you're using a spreader that you're not familiar with, go with the guidelines on the packaging, but you can always weigh it out just to make sure. If you are afraid that you're going to apply too much too fast, set your spreader at half the recommended rate. So you'll go over it in one direction and then you'll go over it in the other direction. So you'll cover that square footage twice, but you got to remember to cut the spreader setting in half of the recommended rate. You can do that the first time to gauge your material, how quickly it's going out. I highly recommend you guys, everybody, create a logbook, or you can use some of the apps and record your applications and what spreader you use and what your spreader rate was, what product you were using, and at what application rate. And if you end up doing it in the two directions and you figured out that you nailed it on the head, well, next time set the spreader at the setting that was recommended, and you're good to go, and you can do that pass one time and save yourself some time. Some people like to go in two directions. They feel like they get better coverage. So that's it. I have my first split part of my pre-emergent app out early. I like to do it in early March. Sometimes I wait till mid-March, but I've been caught sometimes where we get a warm up, and it's coming this week. Now again, it all comes back to soil temperature. The rule of thumb that you'll hear everywhere is 55 degrees soil temperature. That's when your crabgrass starts to germinate, and you need to have the material in the ground, watered in, to create that vapor barrier. If you're running late, you can still put it down. It's better than nothing. And you can do a full application rate all in one shot and have it over with. I'm going to be throwing down some FERT in a couple weeks and waiting on a soil test. If you're interested in the spreader I'm using, you can link to it here, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions. My spreader is not sponsored, it just happens to be the one I'm using. If you're interested in it, you can check out the video. Guys, spring's almost here. It doesn't look real nice right now, but a month from now, things are going to be greening up. I'm going to be working on cutting down some of my grasses and other things, getting ready for spring. All right, guys, so that's it. Get out there, get it done, and I will see you guys next time on Lawn Journeys.